Tonight's special episode of Rescue 911 focuses on those rare instances where just when it seems as if all hope is lost, the miraculously unexpected occurs. We begin on July 25th, 1994, as Wendy Quintanilla was returning with her two youngest children to their home on the family's 4,000-acre ranch in an isolated part of South Texas.
We're a pretty close-knit family. When you live way out in the middle of nowhere, you don't have a lot of entertainment, so we really spend a lot of time together. We're here. Let me get y'all out. This particular day, I was going to pick my oldest daughter up at the front gate, so I did not set the emergency brake, which I normally do, and left the keys in the Jeep. Let's go inside. What do y'all want for supper? Are y'all hungry? Who knows? What do you want for supper, Paige?
He's a lot of fun, but he's a kid that if he's awake, he's into everything. Tori called. You need to call Tori.
Okay. A friend had called, and I needed to call her right back. You know what she wanted? Okay. Connor was not around, but I figured that, he was on his way into the house. Leah said you called?
Hello.
When we continue.
I walked out and I saw the Jeep wasn't there. We ran around screaming and hollering, hoping that he wasn't in the tank, but he didn't answer.
When the family's Jeep that 2-year-old Connor Quintanilla was playing in rolled down the driveway into their pond, his family was unaware what had happened. Leo asked 6-year-old Paige to go look for her brother.
Connor! I went out there and Connor wasn't there and the Jeep wasn't there. Connor! He wasn't down there throwing rocks in the tank. He usually does that. Dad, the fence is broken.
I walked out and I saw the Jeep wasn't there.
Wendy!
What?
Where did you park the Jeep?
The tank was just calm.
Look at the fence.
I knew what had happened. I mean, it crossed my mind so quick that it scared me.
Oh, my God, Connor. I just lost it. I thought, oh, my God, it's underwater, and he can't survive. There was no part of the Jeep sticking out. It was totally submerged.
The tank's 15, 16 foot deep. The water was so nasty and murky that you couldn't see anything. We just didn't know where to look.
Connor!
It was just awful. I could not touch him. I couldn't feel him, and I couldn't find him.
Connor!
We ran around screaming and hollering, hoping that he wasn't in the tank, but he didn't answer.
I was thinking if my mom couldn't find him, he must have went to the bottom. I felt sad because I used to play with them all the time and have fun with them.
Connor!
The darkest moment for me was when 15 minutes had gone by, And I know that no one can survive underwater for 15 minutes.
I was in a daze, just thinking I've lost my son and he's gone. If I would have had a stick of dynamite or two to blow the dam, I would have done it. To let that water get out of that tank where I could find him.
I just thought, this is all my fault. You know, he's dead because of me. My child is dead because of something that I neglected to do.
Oh, God.
Live Oak County Sheriff's Dispatcher Jane Risky took Leo's call for help.
Yes, sir. Sir, you're going to have to calm down. When he told me that his son had been under that long, you can only think the worst.
What do you mean where I'm calling from?
But it's our job to calm them down to a point where their common sense takes over.
Just to hear somebody on the telephone help. It was going to take at least 25 minutes before someone could get out here. But something clicked in my head that said, you got to get a hold of yourself. I told Wendy, I said, if we can find tracks, we'll find the Jeep.
I had really given up. You know, I just felt numb. I kept seeing his face over and over again in the Jeep, underwater. All I could think about was I was supposed to have his picture made the next day. What am I going to do? You know, I don't even have a picture of him.
No, he's not.
The helplessness I felt, thinking that, you know, I was never going to see him again. It's just a pain that you can never imagine.
Right here, Wendy. Right here.
I finally found some tracks going into the water. And when I looked out, I could see these bubbles come up.
There's the bubbles right out there.
I swam out with one leg down. I finally bumped the hood of the Jeep.
I found the Jeep. Come on out and help me, Wendy.
I was just thinking, my baby's dead. You know, I can't be the one to pull him out. I don't want to go. I don't even want to go out there. And he said, but I can hear him. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way you hear something else.
I can hear him cry.
I guess it took the second or third time for him to tell me. And finally it just clicked. He's alive.
He's alive. I hear him. Okay. We're gonna go down.
I couldn't hold my breath long enough to find him.
Here you go down. Okay.
I felt close and I just grabbed.
When he came out of the water, all you could see were those big eyes. And he just held on to me, and we swam out. He was clinging pretty tight. You could feel his little heart pounding. I just hugged him as hard as I could, all the way up to the driveway.
2-year-old Connor Quintanilla was trapped in an air bubble in the soft top of the Jeep for more than 20 minutes.
Hey, go get a towel, please. We gotta get him warm.
Whether he got up into that air bubble all on his own or whether he was sucked up into it, you know, nobody will ever know. He came so close to death. It was just an incredible feeling. It was just incredible. I was like, there's no way that this could happen. I mean, how could this happen?
Good boy. Is he gonna be all right?
Here you go.
Connor was examined at a hospital and found to have nothing wrong with him.
Right to the page.
Although the incident has not changed him, the same can't be said for his parents.
Today, we take the keys out of our vehicles. I'm a little more cautious.
We take turns saying, where's Connor? What's he doing? My daughters weren't like this, but he is totally different.
He's something else.
He's playing better, but sometimes he still kind of does bad things a little bit. He never gets in the Jeep anymore, only if my mom's out there, because he got scared when he did that.
I've heard people say that you don't know what it's like to lose a child, and I probably never could understand it until that day. I don't know how people go through that.
It's flat. There you go.
I cried for 2 days after. It would just cross my mind. What would I have done if I would have lost my son?
Every once in a while, God gives us that little pinch to put everything into perspective. And we just have to thank God that it was not his time.